All right. I'm Tim Goswell from Robinson Ryan, and we've got the Institute for Data Management as well. So what is data literacy really? It is a term that's bandied around. I've seen a number of vendors use it. There's books released, more books released, but I thought I'd talk a little bit about it. So meet Alex. In the final year of Alex's university course, Alex began working for an organisation as a project analyst. What was Alex's exposure to data? Well, in some assignments in her science-based course, she had to collect and analyse statistical data. To do this, she decided and gained skills in Excel, and told me also that actually advanced Excel. Within her organisation, they had induction training in data or information, and they had an online information management course. This taught importance of records management and managing records properly, and how to use the records management system. Other induction courses she did were, or he did, were chemical handling, ergonomics, and fraud or credit card use. 2 years down, Alex successfully progressed 2 levels in the role. Alex's division looked after significant assets, in fact, billion-dollar assets. Alex's role as a project analyst was not only to undertake new initiatives for the division, but on the side, ensure that the information on these assets were high quality. So Alex decided to use Excel to manage these assets. Now, I'm not saying Excel's bad. Some people tell me the GDP's calculated using it, so it can't be all that bad. But just hope people don't change anything because none of the cells are audited. Okay, so his organisation allowed him to do this, and they use this information to make significant decisions. So Alex was pretty smart, he knew some stuff. He knew his statistical methods. He knew how to do queries. He knew big data, little data, SQL, no SQL, query lingo, no problem. And he knew the latest tech. She knew the latest tech. What Alex didn't know, well, why was it important to care for data? What's so valuable anyway, and what makes data valuable? And how do we actually look after data in the organisation? How should we? How does the organisation need to or want to? How to define data well? How to quickly and safely find data? Do I just Google it? And what's the problem? If I have problems with the data, what do I do with that? How do I fix it? Do I unload it myself and fix it and then put it back and not tell anybody? What do I do? He and she were not told anything about this. What can I do with the data? What should I do with the data? And well, what's the best way, and how does the organisation want me to keep the data safe and secure? So some of the impacts of data literacy deficit, I don't have to really point them out, but it can be a variety of risks can place themselves, Alex at risk, and the organisation at risk, and the data owners at risk as well. So, well, wrong way. So what does Alex need skill in? He hasn't got, right, reporting, sentiment analysis, architecture. There's so many things that this Alex needs to know. Machine learning, NLM, NLP. Yes. but not first up. But soon, but not first up. Alex first needs skills in making the data, making sure, understanding, arranging and protecting the data. Just have a look at some of these to be data that's findable, organized, understood, legal, trusted. They're the things, the integrity of the data needs to be preserved, and Alex needs to know how to do that. Okay. Issue free. This is data literacy, okay? This is data literacy. These are important, but these are data leverage, okay? Don't confuse them with data literacy, okay? We need these first. We need this after. All right. So what should be our approach to gaining data literacy and informing people? So there's a variety of ways. So see my pictures, obviously. Agile versus waterfall. It kind of has that waterfall feel. Got to do this first, can't even go to the second. But that's not real life, is it? There needs to be an agility about how we go about this. So I've got a few ideas from from the work we've done. So some organisations where I'm working with them on data literacy is they've declared, out of all those areas, those 9 areas that I identified there, they've identified 4 mandatories. And then, so they're going to run those, and that'll come out around a half hour or an hour course. And then there's a bunch, the other ones they'll offer, well, you go and pick the ones that suit you. All right. So that's one way to do it. You can chunk it up. Maybe first year we do a few, and then we expand it slowly over years in company. So over 2 or 3 years, we're starting to build the data culture. We get people used to that. People start to see the value. And then they start to expand further. Well, when people are starting an organisation, they know no different. So maybe they do. Anybody who does induction maybe does the full suite of them, but continuing staff get to choose. It's another way. They don't know any different. Okay, so you may as well get them in early. Yeah, and there can be a bit of competition, rewarding. You could do, some sort of reward system, competition system like that. So some incentives as well. So what happens if we put leverage before literacy? All right. Well, it becomes downright inconvenient. Okay. So we have our expensive unicorn data scientists. Fabulous. They can do heaps of different things. They know data really well. They waste their precious time. They can create wonderful visualizations and great analytics, but they're only then to be nobbled by poor quality data flowing from the organization. Okay. And if there's no data literacy across the organization, then people don't know why it's important to make sure data is good. And guess who gets it in the neck? It's the data scientist. So what happens? They save the day, they wade in, they clean the data. And what's the result? Well, they spend 80% of their time cleaning data and 20% of their time finding insights. So I don't have to tell you too much. That's a waste of time and a waste of energy on their part. Okay, the dangers, we have Alex. Alex is very smart. He was given no guidance. And when given no guidance, people do whatever they see fit. That's what Alex did. He managed billion-dollar assets with Excel that he learned at university. So even worse. Okay, so here's a story. Hey, let's aggregate all the subprime loans into big chunks. Oh, let's aggregate the data about them too. Second, right, let's sell them all off. What could possibly go wrong? And what was the last bit? The last bit is, oops, People are defaulting on the loans. I wonder which ones are being defaulted on. Why? Well, there was no data to tell. What am I describing? The GFC. So data had a big impact on the global financial crisis. I'm not saying it created it, but it definitely has a complicating part of it. So when all said and done, so data literacy does not equal data leverage. Don't mix them up, okay? And secondly, make sure that data literacy is occurring within the organisation. Next to, close before, in some smart way that allows you to be agile. That's it.